Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Welcome to Acadiana Weather Today, a short morning chat on your upcoming weather conditions and how they're going to affect your day. It is Friday, April the 4th. We've got a big weekend ahead, and looks like another windy one on tap for you today, and some big thunderstorms could be coming through as we get into Saturday afternoon and overnight Saturday night. But first, I want to let you know that storm season never really ends, and it's time to save the stuff that matters. Ritter Consulting Engineers uses Matterport 3D imaging to scan your home or business, which can be used for insurance purposes before and after the storm. They're also revolutionizing real estate so buyers can tour homes right from their computer. Call Ritter Consulting Engineers at 984-8498 or visit their website. Well, we've got a very breezy start to our Friday. We've got a lot of cloud cover out here, although I think today's really going to be a carbon copy of what we saw yesterday, a mix of sun and clouds and some windy and warm conditions. Afternoon highs are going to be climbing well into the 80s this time around. And as far as you're traveling, I think we're going to be in okay shape, at least for this morning. We don't have any rain or fog to deal with, but those gusty winds are going to cause some problems, especially if you're going east-west this time around. Make sure you got a good grip on the wheel for your morning commute. Now, as far as the students, again, it is going to be cloudy and quite windy out here during the early part of the day, with temperatures running in the mid-70s. And later this afternoon, warm and humid, but a mix of sun and clouds and quite breezy, with temperatures up around 84 degrees. Some of our temperatures here have only dropped into the mid to upper 70s in some cases. This is record warmth for the month of April, though, when it comes to our low temperatures. And notice out to our northwest, the storm track continues to stay from the Red River Valley through the Arklatex and then up through the Ohio River Valley. That's where the storm track has been, with an upper level trough out in the west and another disturbance kind of rounding the bottom of that trough and starting to eject across Texas. So once again, big thunderstorms are going to stretch from the Arklatex all the way up to the Great Lakes, sparing most of the Acadiana region, as a ridge still has a little bit more of control, that ridge that's over the southeast. But that trough is going to start to make its move off toward the east, with additional disturbances rounding the bottom of that and ejecting off toward the northeast. So that's why we think we're going to see some bigger thunderstorms locally as we go into Saturday. And then finally, that trough will pass by and allow some colder temperatures to come in, more seasonable temperatures for the mid part of spring coming up for the latter part of the weekend and the early part of next week. But the frontal boundary and the upper trough and those series of low pressure areas will continue to move over the same areas today. Might see an isolated shower here locally, but I think most of the thunderstorms are going to be staying off toward the northwest. Here's a look at the simulated satellite as that upper trough starts to make its way off to the east. Big storms up to our north as we go into the afternoon and evening hours, with most of the Acadiana region spared, with the exception of a couple of isolated showers. And then you can see there toward the end of that loop, as that low starts to wind up to the west, new thunderstorms are going to be moving a little farther to the south across Texas, and that will be in our forecast as we head into Saturday. So severe weather is going to be more likely up through the Arklatex, and then quickly that gradient drops off to literally nothing as we get into the Acadiana region. But we are going to look at Saturday's timing here in just a second. But first, those temperatures are going to be running in the mid-80s for daytime highs, and overnight tonight, again, really not cooling off a whole lot, only dropping back into the 70s. Now, we're going to go ahead and move a little bit farther along, and I'm using the North American model here because it's kind of in between. It's kind of in the middle of all of the models, and it is indicating that thunderstorms will be entering the western part of the region sometime late afternoon, early evening on Saturday, cruising across Acadiana during the overnight period and then exiting the region early on Sunday. Colder air will spill in behind that, but there is a chance for some significant rainfall, maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, and also the chances for severe weather. Now, there's your expected rainfall. Again, the downpours are going to be quite heavy, but fortunately, it looks like the thunderstorms will be making fairly quick progress off to the east, so most of the region should pick up between 1 and 2 inches of rain, and there is a severe weather component, level 3 enhanced risk for most of Acadiana, with level 2 closer to the coast and over southeastern parts of our state. The tornado risk, I think, is going to stay over northeastern parts of Louisiana. But for us here in Acadiana, it looks like damaging winds and possibly some small hail will be our primary severe weather factors as we go into Saturday. And again, right now, I would be looking for late Saturday evening, overnight Saturday night, and then exiting the region early Sunday morning. So if you want to get your festival stuff in on Saturday, I would go early in the day, but then kind of watch the radars, especially as we get into the evening hours. That could cause some issues. I really think wind is going to be our biggest problem for a lot of our outdoor activities as we roll through Saturday afternoon. Gulf satellite looking okay. We've got those strong southerly winds, so we still have a coastal flood advisory out there and a small craft advisory. Those winds are going to be out of the southeast at 20 to 25 knots, and seas will be running 5 to 7 feet. So a mix of sun and clouds today, and windy, just like yesterday. Temperatures up to around 86, only dropping down into the 70s overnight tonight. And then as we go into Saturday, that's where we're going to start with partly cloudy and windy conditions, but thunderstorms will start to pop up as we head into the latter part of the afternoon, early evening hours, with the bulk of the activity coming through during the evening and overnight period. Temperatures up to 84, cooling down to 60 early Sunday morning, and then Sunday's high only 68. Looks like next week temperatures are going to be a bit below normal, with highs only in the 60s and overnight lows in the 40s. We'll quickly get back to the 70s, though, toward the middle part of next week. So again, a little bit more of a cool down. It is still April. Sometimes we can get these cool downs to happen every once in a while. I hope you enjoy Acadiana weather today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. Don't forget you can hear my forecast daily on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. In between those, you can follow my social media pages, especially as we go into the weekend, for any severe weather updates, both on Facebook and X. And make sure you're subscribed to Acadiana Weather Today right here on YouTube in case we activate the severe weather live stream sometime Saturday night. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.